Got ourselves Whisper first up over for the team one. Well, let's see, we got ourselves Rapid Fire in the back. Oh, I like the mock. Got us a Chicago join in. MS is a warrior together with Frida. And we got ourselves Diabolicals first up over on the team two. Experiment in the back. We got ourselves Jugo. We got ourselves, or is it Hugo? Hugo? I would go with Hugo, Stone, and Demoniac. Whisper, trying to see if we catch up to Diabolicals, keeping him slow with a succubus, trying to see if we can keep his distance at bay for a good bit there. As long as you can get yourself a decent angle onto Whisper, you might be okay. Trying to see if we can get himself a proper go. Big grip. Diabolicals is going to be able to go for succubus. See Soul Fire. Trying to see if we can burn down the DK stun. Chaos Bolt 1. Chaos Bolt 2 right after. No, not even going to finish it. Execute spam. Oh my god. The amount of damage Warlocks can do in just a handful of globals is just nutty, especially if you're not prepared. Immediate Infernal down as Rito is gonna have to play defensively here. Gonna be Bonzafel backing up out of there, just letting this man cook with an Immolation and the Infernal. Playing the classic green Infernal, not going for the red or purple. Until second CC is gonna go for a Trinket, stun. Diabolicals gonna go for a bit of defense. Bleeds are gonna be up, trying to see if we can summon up a couple portals. Rito is gonna take a bit of damage from behind the pillar. That's where Diabolicals maybe looking at the gateway. Does back up out of there. Shield holding on strong through the bleeds. Rito does himself his cloak activating as he's dripping super low. This way you need to break through a cloak as soon as possible so you can start doing damage to Rito. Is going to be able to get himself some second wind healing maybe so far. Oh, quite a bit of damage. Oh, that second wind healing just gone in a single global. Mad damage. Using his own momentum against him. That is so good. Just going in for a Bonzafel knowing the man is going to charge at you. Chicago is going to be up next as an enhancement Shamansman. Got himself the Earth Elemental up and running pretty early. And also like the Tabard he got going on, by the way. Liking the look of it. Kind of adds to the mog a bit. Mortal Coil, but it's actually going to be grounded totems to stop it entirely. That is unfortunate. Diabolical does go in for a port. But Chicago's actually going to back up out of there. Just going to deal with a Succubus for a bit. If you can take down Succubus and deny Diabolicals and fresh new one, you might be okay. Or if anything, keep the Succubus low. Diabolical does end up summoning a fresh new Succubus. If Chicago takes this one out, Chicago will not be able to do much here. Bonzafel, trying to see if we can maybe get the Shaman in a weird spot. Shaman does want to break the bonds. Let's see if we can chase the Diabolicals. Is going to give him a target to chase. As long as he's not attacking your Succubus, you're in a good spot. Quick CC, Soul Fire right after. Nice setup. Big kicks, big caster follow. Going to be a bit of defense for Diabolicals. Does go for the Human Urge to break himself out of that lasso. Chaos Bolt could be really bad for Chicago. Trying to see if he can avoid it as best as possible. Grind interrupt, I think maybe. No, Mortal Coil. Chaos Bolt does go for an interrupt. As long as you have yourself some kind of a way to stop those bolts, you'll be fine, because those things have gotten buffed by 15% since last time. Those things are gonna hurt, especially if he goes for like double bolt setup. It is out there attacking the Succubus. May need a fresh new one. That'll pull it back and maybe give it a bit more healing. Does go for the Eye of Kilrog, which does reset the Succubus back next to the Warlock. Have it to health funnel it, and actually when you health funnel, that's a lot of damage you're returning back. Mad damage. Bonzafel. Succubus is perfect immolation. Trying to go for a couple ports back to back. Massive win streak to follow Chicago. Needs to find a way to break himself out of this one. Does not break the Bonzafel. That Ascendance is still massive though. They nerfed it, but it still slams either way. Lightning Lasso right after. And Daya, not in a great spot. Sunder to follow. Storm Strikes are going to be brutal. Does get himself quite a bit of healing though. Mortal Coil available. Got himself a bit of Dark Peg. This way you need to go for CC. Try to go for maybe Succubus CC. Do you get a proper Succubus CC? Soul Fire for that Mortal Coil, which is perfect. Stun to follow right after. Chaos Bolt. Still CC'd. Bolt 1. You get a second one. Mad Bolt. Lots of damage. Chicago needs to catch up a little bit of healing. That totem is down. I'm pretty sure it's a grounded totem. Maybe. No. Maybe not. Bonzafel breaking, but Chicago got himself plenty of ability. Burrow to get away from the portals. And trying to see if we can chase after Daya. Daya does have an Infernal. Not slamming onto Chicago. Do you have a port? If you have a port around it, that'd be perfect. Second BCC Chaos Bolt 1. Do you have a second one? Oh my god, big damage on Chicago into the execute range. Does he just go down? Does he use one good hit? The Infernal not letting you recover back though whatsoever. You get some totem. Trying to fight through Succubus. Sunder right after. Maybe can kill the Succubus. Maybe can make some work off this one. Bloodlust right after. Oh. But I think it was a battle Master Trinket that kept you alive last second. Intro Mortal Coil as that mess charges out. Even got a reflect, but I guess that Mortal Coil came out really early. Port for Daya, not in an easy spot. I don't know if you can go for maybe another Warlock House Hunt. Looks like it's off cooldown, but it may not be properly off cooldown. I also don't know if you got a port. Succubus? Daya needs to play super slow. I don't even know how you're gonna do this. Bonzafel, maybe this way you just force the warrior to move. He's trying not to break the bonds, but he's gonna attack a Succubus. Maybe this way you get a fresh new one, yeah? Daya is not in a great spot. He's in a dire situation. Kind of just letting the warrior mess with the Succubus. We'll just need to summon a new one. MS, if you got yourself mobility, Maybe you can leap, trying to see if you can make a play. Stormbolt, Succubus does come out. Does it go for CC? Maybe. Reflect. Oh, it just goes for the execute into a overpower at the end. My goodness. That was so close, actually. Almost got it, man. At that point, you had to play it like that, right? You had to get yourself a precious Succubus. There's only so much you could really do. Honestly, disarm. MS does get himself a parry. That's quite a big defensive commitment. X spam does not burn a lot of stuff except for damage. So for MS to go for defense there, not the worst move. That is the most damage X spam is going to have with the Avatar and Sharpened Blades. But the fact that he just leapt out of there, ooh, loss of value a little bit. Gonna be a battle stance for MS, trying to see if he can make a play of his own. Gonna be that overpower spam for MS, since Xy got himself that parry up and running. Going into defensive stance with Xy, actually. Blaze Storm to follow. It's still quite a lot of damage for MS. Got himself battle stance, trying to see if he can make some damage happen to X spam. Reducing his own damage, but he's taking a little bit less. So he's having to play it super defensive. Defensive stance for MS right now as well. As long as you put a bleed on Xy, you're fine. Actually, does still have a trinket, by the way, so you got himself a little bit of that advantage. Also, like, you got that mud look going on for yourself. MS leaping away, trying to let that second wind kick in. Needs himself a bit of time. X spam also charging at him. He's doing perfectly fine. Stormbolt for Stormbolt. Could be trinket out of Xy. Doesn't go for it. A disarm to XP. Trying to go for a bit of Warbreaker. Trinkets out of that disarm. A disarm to MS. Needs something right now. Fear to follow. He needs a parry. Something, anything right now. He needs something to make something happen here. Stun short. Got himself Mortal Strike. Shockwave by Xy. I think it might be over. Oh yeah, Xy spam just got himself a couple of those X's. He's good to go. Rapid Fire is up next. Not letting X spam recover whatsoever. Immediate Rapid Fire off the bat. It's a kill shot. Explosive shot. If he had a Death Shock him with it, that would have been amazing. Death Shock him. I think he sealed his fate. Trinkets out of this one. And that's going to be aim shot to follow. Oh, how do you survive this? How do you recover from this one? It's just over. Kill shot. You actually lived it. He lived the kill shot. What was it? It was not a kill shot, or was it just like a weapon attack? It looked like a kill shot. My goodness. And Hugo, I'm gonna go with Hugo, man. I'm gonna go with Hugo. I feel like that just falls off the tongue a little bit better. Stun onto Rapid Fire. Not in a great spot. Does not have a way to break out of a stun. Freeze into Hugo. May just go for a trinket. No, I like this guy. He got himself the Centurion look. Man or machine, can't even tell. Gotta be a bit of that survival of the fittest for Rapid Fire. Trying to see if he can fight right through the Shield of Vengeance. Breaks it really quickly. The man got quite a bit of damage. Death Shock comes a lot of output. Yoga, if he's not careful, this could be a lot of damage maybe. Oh my goodness, hold on. Steady shot. Rapid Fire is in a bad spot. He's kind of in the corner. He needs to get himself out of this situation. I think it's just over, right? He gave up. I think he was back against the wall. He knew that it was over. Who got the most kills there, actually? Hold on a second. Dio with 3? Oh my goodness, dude. Them Destro locks. I don't know how you were going to fight that warrior, though. That's a rough one, man. Man, but Warlocks, dude, they are nutty. They get buffed up. I'm surprised they buffed him, too. Because we've seen Warlocks really do some numbers here in the duels. And I'm surprised they buffed him on top of it. Let's get us a second one going here, boys, yeah?